Kaya's first exercise is the step-ups. This is a third-class lever. The fulcrum is her hip, the resistance force is the weight of her leg, and the effort force is her quad. The muscles involved are the glutes, quads, calves, and hamstring. The bones are the hip joint, femur, and tibia. The insertions are the lesser trochanter of the femur. The resistance arm is 96 centimeters, the effort arm is 15 centimeters, making the mechanical advantage 6.4. To make this exercise harder, she used a bigger box. This made the resistance greater. Kaya's second exercise is kicking a ball. This is a third-class lever. Her hip bone is the fulcrum, her entire leg is the resistance force, and the gluteus medius muscle is the effort force. The muscles involved are the vastus intermedius, vastus medialis, quads, gastrocnemius, and soleus. The insertion is the hip joint. The bones involved are her hip joint and femur. The resistance arm is 96 centimeters, the effort arm is 10 centimeters, making the mechanical advantage 9.6. When you increase the weight of the ball being kicked, it makes it more difficult. The resistance increases. Amber's first exercise is a tricep extension. It is a first-class lever. The fulcrum is her elbow, the resistance force is the non-supportive forearm, and the effort force is the olecranon muscle. The muscle used was her tricep. The bones were her elbow joint and humerus. The insertion was the olecranon. The resistance arm is 30 centimeters and the effort arm was 3 centimeters. So that makes the MA 10. To make this exercise more difficult, she added weight. When the resistance arm is longer, which is when her arm is parallel to the ground, is when the workout is most difficult. Amber's second exercise was a tricep kickback. It is a first-class lever. The fulcrum is her elbow, the resistance force is her forearm, and the effort force is the olecranon muscle. The muscles used were the bicep, deltoid, tricep, and pectoralis major. The bones used were her elbow joint and humerus. The insertion was the olecranon process of ulna. The resistance arm is 30 centimeters and the effort arm is 3 centimeters. So the MA is 10. To make this exercise more difficult, Amber added weight. When her arm is parallel to the ground, the workout is most difficult.
Mari's first exercise is a tiptoe walk. This is a second-class lever. Her fulcrum is the balls of her feet, her effort force is the Achilles tendon, and her resistance force is her shin. Her muscles used are the gastrocnemius and the soleus. The bones used are the tibia and fibula. The insertions is the medial cuneiform. The resistance arm is 16 centimeters and the effort arm is 12 centimeters, which makes her MA 1.3. To make Mari's exercise more difficult, she used weights while she walked, which made the resistance greater. Mari's second exercise is the curl. This is a third-class lever. Her fulcrum is her elbow, the resistance force is the brachiodialis, and the effort force is the bicep brachii. The muscles used are the brachiodialis, the wrist flexors, and the bicep. The bones used are the radius and the ulna. The insertion is the radial tuberosity. Her resistance arm is 35 centimeters and her effort arm is 3 centimeters, which makes her MA 11.7. To make this exercise more difficult, Mari used heavier weights, and this exercise is easiest when resistance arm is shortest. This is demonstrating a hip sled exercise. This is a third-class lever. Her fulcrum is her hip, the resistance force is the weight of her leg, and the effort force is her quads. The muscles used in this exercise are quads, hamstrings, calves, and glutes. The bones are the tibia anterior, hip joint, and femur. The insertion is the gluteal tuberosity. Her resistance arm is 110 centimeters, and her effort arm is 15 centimeters. So her MA is 7.3. And to increase the difficulty of this exercise, Amber is placed on top of the hip sled. The resistance becomes greater because of this. Alexis's second exercise is the Superman. This is a first-class lever. The fulcrum is her hips, the resistance force is her upper body, and the effort force is her glutes. The muscles used are glutes, abdominals, hip abductors, large pectorals, and the bones used are the spinal cord and hip joints. The insertions are the gluteal tuberosity of the femur. The resistance arm is 109 centimeters, and the effort arm is 15 centimeters, making the MA 7.27. Alexis can make this exercise more difficult by adding weight, which increases the resistance.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish